Man, it's happened again. Okay, ring the alarm. It's happened again. Okay, 6ix9ine is disrespecting Lil Durk once again. Okay, I can't get 6ix9ine off of my timeline right now. Okay, I don't know what I need. Maybe I need the Norton antivirus or something, because I swear I got the Trojan 6ix9ine horse. Okay, I got the Trojan 6'7" horse. Like every time I open my computer, my phone, I'm just seeing this just 6ix9ine. Like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no 6'7", it's 6'9". Every single thing I'm looking at is 6ix9ine, man. He's dissing Top 5, he's dissing Lil Durk, and he's popped out with Neon once again. Okay, I did my interview with 6ix9ine. He's getting busy. He's got another Vlad interview coming, hella clips coming out. He's got the Neon interview, and once again, he's called out Lil Durk for being a fake Muslim. Now, I'm not gonna lie, okay? 6ix9ine is very disrespectful. He takes the disrespect to a level that I would not be willing to go to. I kind of hear him, though. I do feel like it's all well and good. And some people have got on my case about this, okay? But I do feel like it's all well and good. You know, you're finding your religion. You're suddenly a man of God. But it's just like, yo, like, you allegedly were doing very ungodly things. That's all, right? That's all I'm going to say. Now, 6ix9ine's taking it to a whole other level. But look, we're going to have to get into it, man. We're going to have to get into it. Now, look, I've really struggled to find the original version of this clip. Now, I'm making this this reaction very, very quickly because I've got to go and have a meeting in a minute, okay? But I guess there's just a whole bunch of channels that just re-upload other clips, other things from other people's video. Hey, listen, okay, I'm not trying to condone it, okay? But look, I've been trying to find the best version of this clip, and I got a little clip for you right here that I'm going to show you, okay? Because 6ix9ine popped up on Neon's stream, and he basically got busy and got to dissing on Lil Durk for being allegedly not really about his religion, man. So let's just take a look, and I'll give you my thoughts as we go.
Relationship with like a Saudi Arabian prince or something.
I saw you say that about Lil Durk, and let me tell you something, true story on God. I swear on my life. Months and months before he went to jail, I talked to him off stream on the phone. Yep. He was praying 5 times a day, going to the mosque.
Yeah, but that's months before he went to jail.
No, like a year back before that.
Yeah.
But he was locked in off the internet, off all that. I swear, I don't have no reason to lie to him. He's not my friend.
Now that's really interesting, right? Because it does make me wonder. Like, I wonder what type of conversations Lil Durk was having with Neon. I'm not gonna lie, I would love to get a little sneak peek at Lil Durk's iCloud at his Instagram DMs. Like, am I weird for wanting to do that? Like, is that strange of me? I just feel like when 6ix9ine showed me the Lil Durk DMs, I really couldn't believe that. Like, it wasn't becoming of somebody in Lil Durk's position to be saying the stuff that he was saying to 6ix9ine. And 6ix9ine was very disrespectful back to him, but I kind of understand where he was coming from, because Lil Durk was really kind of like shitting on a lot of people from a great height. 6ix9ine, one of those people, really on a social media level, but Lil Durk allegedly was actually having real people murdered in his community, right? So, you know, aside from being a pretty severe hypocrite as far as like, you know, pushing the benefits of religion whilst allegedly having people in your community murdered, I would like to know these conversations. Like Lil Durk's tapped in with Neon, like having little religious like back and forth with Neon and saying he locked in off the internet and, you know, talking about I'm really locked in on my religion and my deen. Like, what are these conversations that you're having, bro? Because we're hearing, like, in one breath, you're texting the homeboys saying, yeah, we're going to have to go and kill O-Block members for not sliding for Von. And in the next minute, you're in Neon's DMs talking about how you're on your deen. Like, I'm having whiplash from this, but I would love to, you know what I'm saying? I know the Fed said they ain't going to use Durk's iCloud, but I tell you what, I bet you that's a pretty interesting backstory. But anyway, back to the interview.
He started rapping in 2011,
okay.
2012.
Okay.
He had 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. Mm-hmm. He had over 10 years to convert to Muslim.
Sometimes it just hits you at the right time, though.
No, it hits you when he went and flew to Dubai. It hit him when he met these rich, powerful men that are Muslim.
So what's interesting about this, right, is 6ix9ine's basically saying that, you know, it didn't hit him. The religion didn't hit him. He had all these years to convert. And 6ix9ine's got a different perspective to me, right? Because for me, I always felt like Lil Durk started claiming Islam after he caught this body. Now, interestingly, okay, and I'll throw my hands up and admit, okay, I actually overlooked this, all right? I actually overlooked this. But apparently, okay, I'll just keep it real for you, okay? I've got to just keep it real for you. Lil Durk really converted to Islam because of his father. His father, Big Durk, was in the feds doing decades in prison for a big drug conspiracy. Okay, his father was repping, I don't know how to say it, converted to Islam. Maybe he was already a Muslim before he went in there, but his father was heavy on the Islam, okay? And it seems like Lil Durk and maybe his brother D-Thang were kind of taking some of that, you know, source from their father. but it didn't seem like they were super on it with the Islam. Bear in mind, there was a time that Lil Durk was being rather blasphemous, okay, and referring to himself as the Allah of Chicago. And this is an old Vlad clip from 7 years ago. I mean, it's crazy how full circle we've come, right? Now all these guys want to disrespect Vlad and not do a Vlad clip. But really, Vlad had the game on lock. 7 years ago, he had Lil Durk sat down for an interview. And Lil Durk was talking about how he regretted calling himself the Allah of Chicago.
Yeah, you called yourself the Allah of Chicago. Don't even label me King Bill anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm like Allah of Chicago. Yeah.
So, like, you can't really... Like, you could say, oh, he was Muslim back then, but you ain't no Muslim. If you're saying you're the Allah of Chicago, like... You know what I mean? That's not halal. Like, that's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah. Like, you saying you the Allah of Chicago, like, bruh, I don't even want to say too much, okay? But the real Muslims not going to be feeling that, full stop. And he said that he regretted mocking Allah's name, to be fair to him. But it's like, that just goes to show you, like, you wasn't really in the actual, or genuinely on your deen. You was rocking it for some fashion because you were saying you the Allah of Chicago. It's mad disrespectful. And Matt, I ain't even going to, bruh, crazy, all right? Ridiculous. Just don't.
Man, my daddy called me and got on my ass. All my uncles, they like, you can't say no shit like that. And I'm like, shit, I was saying like the God of the shit, but it's...
So wait, let me get the better version of this because I don't want to hear all that stuff. But basically, all right, he was explaining in this interview, okay, he said, I was trying to call myself the God of this thing, right? I was trying to call myself the God of this thing.
God of the shit, but it's like, it's a respect thing. You know what I'm saying? Never talk his name like that, so I apologized.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you're lucky it was just your uncles that were calling you up, and not like an Al Qaeda or ISIS or.
Vlad kind of spit in there, right? It's like, you actually lucky, bro, because you want to do all this murder for hire, bro. Like, you draw the wrong picture that offends the faith. Like, fools are coming at you. Fools are sliding. I'm not trying to. I don't even want to get myself in trouble with this video, but you want to talk about slide for Von, like, people sliding for Allah way more than they're sliding. Okay, I'm just going to stop because I don't want to get in trouble. But basically, okay, you can't really say that he was really fully claiming Muslim back then. Like, I didn't really know. My bad. I didn't really know. My bad. I didn't really know, like, how deep it got, obviously, with his father being Muslim and Durk kind of, you know, following the faith and him kind of dipping in and out of it in a very casual and kind of disrespectful way back in the day. But in my opinion, I only really started seeing Durk kind of, you know, repping Islam really later on after that murder for hire happened. Like, you're seeing, you know, stuff like this. Lil Durk sent me a personal invite to his Islamic event in Chicago. That was only a year ago, right? So really, you know, the Muslims of O Block, that was only a year ago. Lil Durk praying to Allah with cash before the arrest, King Von, like stuff like this.
The melody.
He's saying the money don't mean nothing without praying, right? But it's like, it's too late. You know, now you want to pray when the murder for hire's dropped. Like, now you want to pray after you slid for Von and kind of like broke really what the code is of the religion. That's no disrespect. You making songs called Alhamdulillah, that's kind of cool, but then also you're sort of, you know, that's, I don't know if that's, I'm not a scholar, but it's like, is that disrespectful? Like calling yourself the Allah of the streets, like of the rap, of the drill game? I don't know, but for me, it's just kind of like, I'm fairly certain that music is haram. As far as I'm aware, I think music full stop is haram. You had, what was it, Busta Rhymes having to apologize when he made that Arab Money song because he had like all type of Islamic verses in there that you're not supposed to make music out of. Like, you're not supposed to sample the Quran, folks. Like, that's not cool. But anyway, let's just hear a little bit more about what 6ix9ine said to Neon about this, because 6ix9ine, he's very disrespectful, but it's like, I do feel like he's kind of putting something across here, and I feel like even though it's very disrespectful, I feel like the important thing to remember is that actually when it comes to, you know, Islam or Christianity or any religion, at the end of the day, people should either, you know, I feel like if people want to commit to it, they should do it earnestly. And I feel like what he's trying to express is that Lil Durk wasn't necessarily earnest about his religion, and he kind of like, it was more of a something that he found when it was beneficial to him, and I feel like that is actually an interesting message. But unfortunately, 6ix9ine's delivery is very disrespectful.
We bet he used that Muslim of his dad card and all this shit, right, to say, hey, I'm gonna pray 5 times a day. Can you guys invest money into me? Give me money. Do this, do that. Yes, people can convert, but his dad has been Muslim his whole life. Why wasn't he doing that before? Why
You can't really say that though.
Why not?
Because sometimes it's the right moment you feel in your heart. Maybe he didn't feel it in his heart. But I'm telling you for a fact, I know he was praying 5 times a day off of all that, like off the internet, off everything. I had to talk to him. He couldn't stream because he was like locked in his religion.
Okay, cool. Does a Muslim rap about crime? Exactly. Can I put my glasses back on? Does a Muslim go and go try to kill someone else?
He didn't do that.
All right. Is he being allegedly accused of it?
Yeah, but he didn't do it though.
All right, cool. So, does a Muslim go and say, "Yo, I fucking got this big gun. I'm gonna go shoot at my ops"? Does Allah accept that?
No, but I can't say anything because
anyway.
I'm Muslim and I do this shit on stream. I promote this shit on stream.
Yeah, but
so it's like we can't be perfect.
All right, cool. You can be perfect, but take that to Pakistan and see if they won't chop your head off. Take that to Khabib. Take that to Dagestan and play with their religion.
But he never said he was deep into the religion though.
It doesn't matter. You can't be 1 foot in with God and another foot out.
I get what you're saying, but it's
No, bro. If you believe in God, you're all the way with God, or you're not with God at all.
that's not true because some people are trying to figure out what they want, who they are.
All right, if Khabib was right here.
Khabib is different, bro. He's a full-on Muslim, locked in. He devoted his life
All right,
to God.
so these people are half in Muslims.
I mean, he's new to it.
He just proved my point.
He's new to
Okay,
it.
You know what I mean, huh?
He's new to it. And I got no reason to defend him.
No,
I'll talk to him one time in my
I'm
life.
just saying. Would you go to a mosque and do half of the shit you do on stream?
I do, and that's not I'm not perfect. Like I do, like bro, as a Muslim, I shouldn't be bringing girls on stream. I shouldn't be promoting all this shit.
They said God is speaking through me, so that should tell you everything. Yo, all right, let's a card. Oh wait, you have an ID like a prison card?
No, I don't. Oh,
Hey, are you gonna cook? Are you gonna eat our prison food?
Yeah, you know I'm Muslim too. My dad's Muslim.
oh wow.
So they basically had this whole thing going on, right, where they was cooking prison food and they was talking about all that. That's kind of how this conversation got started. But I do feel like while 6ix9ine is being very disrespectful, I sort of kind of get it. I sort of get where he's coming from. And look, I'm not trying to say all Muslims are perfect at all times. I'm not a Muslim. I'm not really religious. I'm spiritual. I'm probably not religious. But it's like the point that he's trying to make is that like Lil Durk's not a role model for Islam. Like Lil Durk is not a role model for being a good Muslim. Like Lil Durk is currently on trial for murder for hire, for taking another person's life. You know, there are a lot of things that are haram, whether it's eating pork. I mean, some people are saying that, you know, there's some beliefs that maybe music is immoral. The YouTuber Chunks actually quit making music because he felt like it didn't fit in with his religion. And you know, I feel like it's really just like Lil Durk is not a good role model for Islam. I feel like some people maybe have converted to Islam or maybe have felt like it's more of a cool thing. And I'm not saying it's not a cool thing. I'm not saying it is a cool thing. It's just a thing. It's just part of society. It's part of life. It's part of people's beliefs. But really, you know, Durk's put a lot of negativity out there. What Durk stands for is actually at odds with this religion. And I think that actually, like, it's very unfortunate. I'm sure he's trying to atone for the things he may or may not have done. He's going to be facing trial for this situation. But I feel like I could be wrong, but I feel like there's a part of me that just feels like it's a little bit kind of almost belittles the faith when people feel like they can just pick it up almost like for fashion. I feel like there's been a crazy thing going on where you've had people like 6ix9ine and Andrew Tate sort of like hop on Islam, maybe when it was like, and I'm not putting it down, but maybe when it was kind of like a trendy thing to do. And these guys, they're not really about their Islam. They're not really like, they don't seem to be really into this faith long term. You're seeing Andrew Tate post stuff about how he's not happy with the Muslim population in the UK, and you're seeing, you know, 6ix9ine kind of doing haram things and not, you know, I don't see him at the mosque. I see him outside taking selfies with chicks in the street now. So yeah, I feel like it's an interesting one. I mean, I hope I haven't offended anyone with this video. Maybe I have. Maybe I'm gonna have to go out and do an apology. Let me apologize in advance, man. I'm sorry for everything I said in this video. I do think it's interesting. I feel like this is a point that 6ix9ine keeps hammering home, and I feel like we're gonna see what happens with Lil Durk's trial. But yeah, I just feel like, you know, we can't condone like these things, and I don't think it's even right to associate Lil Durk with Islam. I mean, whether or not Lil Durk actually stands for Islam, I feel like the actions and the things he's been involved in and the majority of the messages that he's pushed out into the world, they're not in line with what would be the will of Allah, I suppose, if you follow the Islamic faith. So, man, I feel like I'm saying I'm having a tight line with this video, but I'm really just giving my opinion on this situation. I feel like it is really interesting how this keeps kind of getting brought up. And I don't know, let me know in the comments, man. Look, if I'm out of line, if I'm out of bounds, and I shouldn't even be talking about this, let me know, man. I won't talk about this again. But at the same time, I feel like 6ix9ine is bringing it up in a way that is actually like, it does make you think. And, you know, I would love to see like some more positive role models for any religion, whether it's, you know, Islam, Christianity, I don't know, Buddhism, Sikhs. I don't even know. I'll keep it real. I'm not even that tapped into what's going on with religion, but I do feel like it is important to just hold people to account. Not everyone's going to be perfect at the end of the day. And just because you're religious doesn't make you entirely perfect. But I do feel like it's an interesting point that's being brought up. And, you know, is it right if people just hop onto religion if they have in bad faith? You know, is it right if people hop into religion when it suits them? And, you know, from what I understand, these religions, they're very forgiving. You know, this is a way for people to atone for the bad things they might have done in their life. But at the same time, should a person who has done bad things and then got into their religion when it suited them be held up as a role model for that religion? I guess I'm going to end on that statement because I feel like that's the best way to sum up my feelings on the issue. And hopefully, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully I'm not in trouble after this video. I'll catch you in the next one, man. I'm out of here. Peace.